Okay guys, so we're going to show you both versions in today's workout. We're going to go over some points of performance on the jerk for those of you who do have a barbell at home that you can get up to 90% of your clean and jerk. So 90%, huge loading. This is the last week of this jerk phase. Today we're going to be doing any style of jerk that you would use for a 1 rep max. So we're going to show you the split jerk. We've been doing cycles of push jerk up until now, but at 90%, it's a big loading, and we don't want to think about too much. That's the biggest thing on this one. So we're going to keep this cue very simple because it is so heavy, and all that is sit back in your dip. All right, what that'll do is keep the bar straight. So I want Dusky to show you a good split jerk here. He stays nice and straight and tall. He watched his dip and he sat back. Do one more, sitting back, keeps his torso vertical, and then he can drive and put a lot of aggression into the bar using the points of performance that he's learned up until this point in the cycle. Now, I want you to show one where he's not thinking that, when he kind of drifts to the toes. We're going to watch the torso angle. Yeah, so that bar is going to have a lot of issues with having to go around the head, being forced out in front, and obviously that is that's an issue when we're dealing with such a high percentage, because the bigger the percentage, the more those issues are magnified, and the more that they're just unavoidable. So really pay attention to where your torso angle is in your dip, and don't overthink it. Just hit it nice and hard, short, punchy, and aggressive. All right. So the at-home version. All right. If we don't have a barbell with a significant loading, we have a lot of options. We're going to show you the one with like barely any equipment. You can do this with a couple dumbbells, one dumbbell, an odd object, whatever you got. You're going to get seated on the floor. You're going to do as many presses that is challenging over the course of this EMOM, because we don't know what weight you have. But we're gonna do 10, and we're gonna do a strict press from a seated position. So in other terms, it's called a Z press, and we're gonna work really, really hard at getting nice and stacked in a straight line overhead, keeping the elbows pointed in front of us, kind of like a deficit handstand push-up. So if you were doing the handstand push-ups earlier in the week, you might be feeling this at this point, but that's okay. We're going from a deficit now. On the next minute, we would do double unders, but we don't have a rope either, so we're gonna do the scale, and that's the lateral hop over your object. So we've got 2 dumbbells, so we're gonna make this pretty tough. So adjust your reps based off how tough the hop is, and have at it. All right, so today's gymnastics, METCON. We have a 20-minute Amrap with 3 pretty high-profile gymnastics movements. We've got pistols, chest-to-bar pull-ups, and push-ups, okay? So very, very staple movements. These movements aren't gonna allow for much forgiveness today. There will be a weakness at some point today that will come up over 20 minutes, but because there's a weakness, that means there will be a strength. So play to your strengths today, go nice and hard in those strength movements, and then kind of recover on the weakness movements. And I know that seems weird, but that's where you can afford to kind of slow it down, work on your technique, and recover, and then go nice and hard on those strengths. So let's go through movement by movement. The pistol. This is a good movement to try to get a stretch reflex on. We do not want the body to collapse or bounce off our joints, but we want to use the bottom for a stretch reflex, kind of dropping into the hole and driving out of it for that stretch reflex. Remember, it's not a bounce. If we know it's a bounce and not a stretch reflex, if we lose the tension at all in a stretch reflex, we keep tension and drive off of the tension. In the bounce, we can see our knee will cave in. I don't want Besky to even demo a bad one here because it's just not good. But we'll see the knee cave in. We'll see we'll see the back really round out. Now in a pistol, it's okay for the back to round a little bit, but keep in mind the heel raise we use. It's a good tool, and that's really the only thing that textbook is good for. I'm kidding. Okay. It's a joke. Hop up on the pull-up bar. We're going chest to bar pull-ups, and we're keeping it nice and tight. pulling from the scap. The scap is huge in getting that chest to the bar in that range of motion, especially if you're going to be doing butterfly chest to bars, which will leave you to imagine that in your head. Now the push-up, keep it tight. That's a simple cue. Keep the elbows tight. Don't let them flare out when you get under fatigue. A lot of upper body fatigue today. Keep the rep tempo tight as well, meaning keep it consistent, keep it tight. As soon as it starts slowing down at all, take a knee, take a break, take a breath. Short breaks, short amount of reps is a lot better than too many reps and making too long of breaks. All right? This one, 20-minute AMRAP. Cycle through this, try to be consistent, and do what you can for good technique throughout.